Hello everybody, my name is Pravus, and welcome back to Basenji in Rogue State Revolution, sponsored by Modern Wolf. A big thank you to them for that, and of course you can find a link in the description down below. Alright, so we're slowly but surely trying to build up our economy. Our domestic demand is, of course, increasing quite a bit. Looks like we're not going to be producing nearly enough food to really take advantage of the processed food that we said that we want, so we should probably go ahead and build some more. We do have the points and the money for it, so let's go ahead and go to the agricultural fields and place down one, let's say, how about one over here? I think that's fine, it's still next to the road, should be okay. We do have a message coming in from Minister Aziz, who's happy with me, and they finished the diplomatic school, excellent. Okay, so with that done, we should get a bit more international diplomacy as well as education for my populace. That's gotta be fantastic. So, what else do we want to do? Well, we are still trying to do a couple of things. We do want to improve our standing with the Russian Federation. For that, I need to have a bit more focus on climate change and such. Also, we want to improve total approval in a couple of different regions. And I suppose one of the best ways for us to take care of this is probably to go to the individual city and take a look at their specific needs. They don't like our healthcare system, okay. They don't like the minority situation, okay. Cultural policies they don't like our tax policies. Karif should be an independent country. Really? I don't know if I agree about that one. More unites us than divides us. And yet you want to divide us. That doesn't make any sense. Alright, whatever. Unhappy about tax policies, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so a lot of people don't like a lot of different things involving taxes. Could change some of that. But it looks like mostly what people want is a resolution to the Karifi situation. I don't know if there's much we can do about that right now, though. We haven't got the research done in order to change up Karifi rights policies and try to make them integrate into the nation, equal rights, and so on. Nothing we can do until the next appointment of a minister, so we're going to have to wait on that. Could avoid the cultural apologists. Liberals like it, but conservatives do not. We could abandon that, make the conservatives happier and the liberals unhappy, but conservatives do make up the bulk of the population of a lot of our country. Conservationist, improves education. Revisionist, make Basenji happy but upset the Karifi. And nationalist, ruin diplomacy. We can blame the US, Russia, or China for our troubles when addressing the nation? Wow. Yeah, that's a thing we could do. I mean, conservationist wouldn't be bad if you want to improve education access. Yeah, it upsets the liberals, but it does ultimately make the conservatives happier. And as long as we're an apologist, we can't self-praise. We're basically self-deprecating. So we're going to go to a conservationist policy and see if that helps a little bit with our cultural laws, since that's what some people said they want to see. Not going to be doing any open borders. That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. I think we already messed with the justice system. Could try to favor Russia, and this would be one way of emergency improving relations with Russia, but I'm not sure that I really want to do that right now. Could move toward a more nationalist education system. It's more expensive than my current limited education. Conservatives would like it, and education access, it still says goes down, but it's better than this current limited education. So the nationalistic education system would help. At least a little bit. How much money am I making right now? Between 20 and 36. I think we're going to move toward a nationalistic healthcare system. That seems fine. We could also abandon this privatized healthcare thing and try to move toward a somewhat better system. Right now it costs me nothing as things stand. If you want to move toward nationalized health, it would improve health quite a bit, but it also would be very expensive. I don't know if I like that. Two-tier healthcare could end up working all right for me. I don't know, I'm just trying to decide what I want him to work on next. I mean, a nutrition program seems pretty good. Education and health go up. But we could also move on things like, let's say, a religious education system. And that would probably make the religious and the conservatives very happy, though it might hold me back from becoming a more liberal and secular society. Could also try for things like a university, or perhaps private schooling. Eco-research grants for environmental policies? Yeah, I mean, these are all things we could do. Privacy laws. I don't really want to reduce our prosperity yet, though. We're just not quite there. Rural internet access is expensive, but effective. I do need to continue generating intel, so I still need to maintain some level of censorship. Let's see. If we were to prioritize sustainability, we could make the environment go up, we could reduce traffic congestion, and we could go for more climate leadership. That all could be pretty nice. I think for the time being, what we will do is we'll work on, I think we'll go ahead and work on a nutrition program to improve health access. It's a very cheap way for me to improve health. as opposed to changing up, let's say, our healthcare system, which is far more expensive for a very similar benefit. Everyone else still doing what I expect you all to do? Think the answer is yes. We're all looking okay. Still hoping to get that hydropower at some point in the future. All right, so that's all looking good. Now let's continue sending our airborne around, try to find some more of those rebel scum. Let's go ahead and actually buy ourselves another one of these airborne divisions, just because I do suspect that we're going to have a hard time catching up to the camps of the Revolution Front. I do want to catch them, so let's try to move that. All right, we're already out of turns. Fine, let's just go ahead and move on to the next turn then. Now, this time around, I do believe we are going to gain access to a new minister for one of our branches of government, so that should at least make things a little bit easier. The number of actions you get per turn is based on the number of advisors you have. So if we have 5, we'll actually have 5 turns, which lets me do a lot more. Unemployment is in the rise. People are losing faith. Oh gosh, okay, we could upset the liberals and go for more prosperity if we lower corporate taxes. We could subsidize the export industry, which might make the conservatives unhappy, but is likely to improve prosperity. Or construct a massive public works project requiring thousands of laborers is extremely expensive. But we potentially get a favor, so that offsets the cost a bit, and we get 20 jobs. Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's try to lower corporate taxes. So we did not get the prosperity. We upset the liberals, but we did make the conservatives happy, and since conservatives make up a huge portion of our country, I still think that is ultimately worth it. We are having some blackouts still in this country. Okay, quick question then, to that extent. Power plant, you are not getting as much oil as you're supposed to. I'm going to tell these guys to prioritize the power plants above all else. Let's make sure that we actually do get our power here. There may be some corruption issues going on, if I'm honest. Yeah, 6% corruption. We're not actually producing as much oil as we are supposed to. The corruption over here is not that bad. You know what? Facilities inspector, you were going to do that there, but at 3%, that's reasonable. Let's actually go over here. We're going to start having our facilities inspector go to the oil refineries and try to reduce corruption so we can produce more. All right, so we have to decide which ministry we want to gain a minister in. It could be in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it could be in Justice, or it could be in Citizenship. If we work on Citizenship, we can try to figure out the whole Karifi rights thing. That could be good. Sure, let's appoint a minister here in Citizenship. We have a couple of options. Nader over here is good for civilian units getting free upgrades, okay, but he could die at any time or never. Or Adnan Bilal. Extra event options are available for that ministry, and the unlock rate of policies is slower. Not a huge fan, but we're going to go ahead and pick you up, I think. All right, so Adnan is going to be in charge here. What policy do we want to do? Well, we could work on things like citizenship tests, or we could work on policies specifically to get citizenship to our Karifis. The roadmap here, 1 country, 2 nations, Karifi History Week. Identity cards make everyone happy. Or, for the cultural perspective, we can revise the anthem. We can have Liberation Day parades, which makes everyone happy. A day of prayer, or statues galore. I think if we're going to do anything, maybe we should work on a citizenship roadmap and try to deal with this issue. The only downside is reducing public safety is actually kind of hard to get back up. There aren't very many buildings or policies that increase public safety specifically. Still, I think we're going to try for this, because I'm curious what's going to end up happening with that. All right, everything here elsewise is looking just fine. So I want to find out what these clerics can do in these religious sites, because I've actually never tried this. Let's have a faith experience. Whoosh! I am closer to God. Not for really, though. Like, what? Has anything happened? The cleric meets an old companion who has since become a very successful businessman. The companion is deeply depressed in spite of his wealth and power. Once you have enough money to meet your basic needs, everything on top of that just puts us on a treadmill where we want more and more. As we get wealthier, we become more isolated. We don't need people the way we did when we were poor. The cleric asks why, with such misery, his friend doesn't give away his wealth. It is a curse, he replies. The only thing worse than the misery this money has brought me is the crippling fear that without it I would be unhappier still. The cleric considers the great joy he has seen in so many of those who have so much less inspired this conversation. He adopts the Edict of Piety. What is the Edict of Piety? Religious citizens within 6 tiles of a cleric will experience no unhappiness due to a low provincial entertainment score. That's interesting. That doesn't really help me as things currently stand, but it's interesting. So let's see if we can move you over to the next religious experience site over there. So we'll take care of some of that. Let's get our facilities inspector moving over there. And we still had an intelligence officer who should be getting closer to finding these camps. Let's see if we can find anything there. Not really lucking out, unfortunately, finding this camp quickly. We'll send the airborne division off this direction, and we'll send another airborne division off this direction. Just kind of let them do their own thing for the moment. All right, fine. How are we doing on diplomacy? So, climate change, we're actually looking really close to what I want in terms of making Russia like me. I do need more intel regardless, but we're getting closer to that. So, soon enough, we'll be able to improve that. As far as some more construction projects or anything, well, I don't know what else I really want. I mean, our budget's looking pretty good. I think the biggest thing is that we want to continue improving some approval in a couple different regions. And maybe finding some more policies to change up would be one of the best ways to do that. I guess we could move toward, well, conservatives wouldn't like a two-tiered healthcare system. And interestingly enough, conservatives, despite the fact that they're nationalistic and pretty much everything else, do not like nationalized healthcare. Kind of weird, right? Apparently, we lost access to internet censorship, unlocked with a policy research from a minister. We had this a little bit ago, so I'm not sure why this disappeared. But now we're down to BasenjiNet. The result is public safety has jumped up quite a bit, entertainment has lowered, but we're gaining a lot more intel, and I suppose I can work with that for the moment. Let's go for prioritizing sustainability. I'm going to do this for a few reasons. One, I want that extra climate leadership, and two, I want to reduce traffic congestion. Because if we take a look over here, we can see that for the most part, the roads are looking okay, but there are a few areas around the cities, for example, that are starting to get a bit congested. If we were to come over here, for example, maybe we should spend some money to upgrade this intersection a little bit. Same thing over here, just upgrade all of this. Bigger roads so that we don't have as much traffic issues. We just want to make sure that all of that stays under control. All right, let's see. We have 1 point left. What else should we do? Great question. Well, just want to double check something here with Russia. Yes, need more intel, and yeah, we're about to get our climate change leadership up once the policy takes effect. So I think we're good on that front. So we could actually try building a holy place. Haven't done one of these yet. But we can place it on a site where a cleric had an experience, and this improves my religious approval by a pretty large amount. So I feel like this is good if we just want to increase our overall approval in my capital province, which has gone down to 37%. So this should help a little bit. Heck, if we were to take a look at our demographics and go to our provincial statistics, religious are 72 pops within Benifa. So getting their approval up is going to be very good for me. Very, very good for me. Yeah, we like that. How are we doing on food production? We are getting closer to being able to produce what I want for our processed foods. A little bit. How are we doing as far as the luxury goods? Still not importing as much as I need. Okay, so if we want to get more luxury goods, that would be nice. We got to make sure we stay on top of all of that food. Yes, let's go ahead and speed this along. Thank you very much. All right, Excellency, have you heard this song? A famous Basenji musician has released a music video, but the lyrics and imagery are going to prove deeply offensive to our fundamentalist population. I don't really want to reduce rule of law. That's, pretty important, so we're going to go for the entertainment, even though it does upset the religious. We're just going to accept that. Getting international diplomatic stats is pretty difficult, I find, so I just don't want to lose it. I don't see the point. All right, how's our budget looking right now? We are producing 23 per turn. That's not the worst. We could really go for a little bit of extra environment in a few places. Right now in Karyak, for example, we seem to be losing quite a bit, despite the fact that we have our nature preserved. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a public garden. We'll place one of these over, let's say, here. I just don't want things to stay in the red. Nothing good can come out of that, right? And public gardens are relatively cheap, and they improve several stats, so I think it's well worth it. What else could we work on? We could work on a clandestine site. If we place it in a mountain range, we can start working on all manner of different secret projects, but that takes a lot of power that I currently do not have. More military bases, a propaganda facility. I don't know if I want any of that. I think what we want to do for the moment is, well, first off, we want to get even more food, because once again, I'm starting to run a little bit low. Let's place another one over here. There's plenty of jobs to go around with that. And I want to go to our trade and see if we can start importing some extra gold so I can smelt more down. Who else is going to have gold available? Kalshara, can we increase this by any chance? I don't want to repeal the trade agreement. I want to go to negotiating trade, and I would like to import more. I don't think we are importing 40, so let's propose that. How much are we importing? It says we're importing only 20, but that doesn't feel like quite enough. Negotiate trade, gold, we can only import 20. Well, that's still costing me points, despite the fact that I don't think we're actually gaining any more. That's a little bit weird, right? Not just me? Okay. Maybe there's a limit to how much we're able to import for some reason, and I'm just not seeing it. That very well could be. We could actually instead swap away from luxury goods and start working on things like consumer electronics, but I don't think I'm going to go for that. Let's go for... What's happening? Oh, you're talking again? We've already heard this. We already have heard about the chicken talking and how silly it all is. We know. Let's instead go for an improvement to our hotel. I'm going to place down a beach resort, which makes immigrants happier and such as well. We'll place this down like so. And that should improve some of the entertainment value in this city, which I think is indeed increasing the hotel value a little bit. We're up to 16 per turn in this hotel, so that seems reasonable enough. Can you place multiple hotels in the same city? Haven't tried that before. Maybe. What's our income looking like, by the way? It's looking pretty solid to me. 26? Yeah, I see the triple arrows there, and I think that has to be good. Okay. Well, we're going to move on to the next turn then. Trying to make some progress. Need to get that oil production back up, for real, though. Really do. All right, so we're still scouting. Found the camp. All right, there it is. The Basenji Gazette has started publishing Boulder op-ed articles. Find the newspaper, reduce rule of law. No, I'm going to have to take the risk of losing total approval. And it did happen. Boo. All right. Oh, well, what can you do? So we did find the camp. That's excellent. Let's go over here, and let's make sure that we destroy said camp. We're going to bomb it. Boom! All right, no more terrorists there. That's excellent. So, I'm curious then, does the intelligence officer believe that we have more? I'm not seeing anything immediately. Okay. So, preemptively then, I'm going to go ahead and start spreading out my airborne divisions to try and react quickly if we do find anything else. Let's go over to our facilities inspector since we are close. Where are you?
Yes.
There you are. Let's move you over here.
I go right away.
And we have 6% corruption, which is reducing my oil production by 6%. In this case, we're losing 6 oil. So I'm going to go ahead and do a state inspection. That should reduce it all. We'll start producing a full 100 oil out of that as of next turn. Good. Okay, I'm still looking for ways to improve relations with my people here, though. Minister, Karifi situation, unsustainable. Yeah, all the Basenji are really angry about the current Karifi situation. They really want me to start working against the minorities. That's actually the biggest thing, is if we change up that policy, I think a lot of approval would come out of this region if we stopped giving so many minority rights. I'm not sure I want to do that, though, just sort of out of principle. I'm not sure I want to. What about Rumai? What do you guys want? Unsustainable. Oh my god. All right, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. If the people say that we should have non-existent rights, but it reduces my rule of law so much. Still, all right, fine. It's currently unsustainable. We're just going to go ahead and start being discriminatory again. Because why not? It feels bad, man. It feels bad, but that's what happens. We're trying to move too fast for our population. That's what it's coming down to. We are too fast and too visionary. There are a couple other things we could start doing. What if we want to start increasing some prosperity or something? That could be nice, but we're out of power. That's the problem, is I want to do so many things, but without more power, what can you do? Let's continue placing down some more public gardens. They're cheap. I want to increase the environmental rating a little bit. They don't cost me any power, and until I can get more power, I'm kind of limited. I could place down another power plant. I'm aware of that, but that would take up all of my oil, and I really want to save some oil, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's go for another one of the public gardens over here. This at least brings my environmental rating back up into the white. And entertainment's looking real good in the capital all of a sudden. Mr. Cleric, let's go have another religious experience. That was pretty good last time. I mean, it seems like nothing bad comes out of these so far. We'll find out if that's true. Another faith experience. Whoosh! I am closer to God! What happens? I know we're going to get a pop-up. There it is. The cleric encounters Sani Matala, a Saudi immigrant who runs a small restaurant. On a daily basis, he feeds any homeless or needy person who enters his restaurant and asks for help. One of the line cooks at his restaurant recounts that he gave away over 10,000 meals last year. Well, that's nice. When the cleric asks about his generosity, Sani replies, the texts of the old ways clearly state that our virtue is measured by how we uplift those most in need of kindness. I did not come to Basenji to become wealthy. I came so I could live with my spouse. My goal, my dream is to do as much good as I can in the country that has accepted me with open arms. So we get an edict of immigration. Okay, so what is that going to do then? Religious citizens within 6 tiles of a cleric are more tolerant of illegal immigrants living in the same town. So it seems like all of this stuff with the cleric specifically makes the religious citizens happier, which means actually having a very high religious population could be a good thing for me. because it would result in having all these little power-ups. I like that. Excellency, the old assembly, Faith Assembly has passed a resolution requesting our government set aside a wing of the hospitals. Well, do you want to upset the secular or the religious? In this case, I think the secular. We're going to agree with that. I actually should double-check my demographics and find out for sure if... oh, you want another 2 every month. I can try to increase our exports for you. Sure, we'll try to do that. Anyway, let's take a look at our demographics and just confirm nationwide we have a lot of religious. 293 versus... Oh, actually, we're pretty close on secular. It's about equivalent. Okay. More rural... Actually, we have more liberal than conservative citizens nationwide. It's actually surprisingly even in many ways. We do not have very many illegal immigrant citizens, but yeah, we have mostly even splits across several different demographics. It's really a question of which state do you want to make happy at the expense of another. Anyway, question, how are we looking on that whole hydropower thing? Well, we're getting close. Should be just a few more turns and we will be there. Okay. Really wants me to improve some citizen approval. Did we deal with the Karifi situation the way that they seem to want? Let's see. Unhappy about tax policies now. Okay, they like the schools, they like our minister, but they're unhappy about taxes. I suspect that's because these are somewhat more liberal now, yeah? No, conservative, oh no. So the conservatives want regression. That's what they want. They want aggressive tax policies. Yeah, I don't think I'm really gonna do any of that. We could try to build up some more approval elsewhere if we were to get... A market, for example, is a way of us improving up some prosperity by a lot. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do any of that. I'm still just confused that we do not seem to actually be importing much of anything. I think it... Could it be that our smelters simply can't handle a higher capacity? That wouldn't make any sense. Up to 20 gold per month, fulfill domestic demand. Up to 40 gold per month can fulfill domestic demand. I mean, as far as I can see, we should be able to produce a lot more. Now, maybe rather than stockpiling goods, because we're only exporting 10, we're not importing a lot. That could be. Maybe if I went here and said, sure, we'll negotiate trade, and I try to increase this up to, let's just say up to 20 for now. I mean, it doesn't seem to improve my income much, but let's try for it. I'm hoping that this is going to recalculate something, because we should have more than enough gold coming in order to start producing all of this. We should, I would think. All right, we have 1 month remaining to try and improve relations with Russia. I think we're just going to have to bite the bullet at this point, and we're going to have to go to a foreign affairs ministry, and we are going to have to start favoring Russia. Now, in doing so, we're going to upset the U.S. and China, but getting that extra relation with Russia should be nice. At least I hope. Let's see. Do we have enough climate... We're still not quite leading on climate change, so I can't quite improve everything here with Russia. So, curious, let's go to this. Let's see. International image. If we want to improve our climate change, prioritize here, avoid constructing heavy polluters, green economy with our Minister of National Resources. Yeah, I mean, we could go to ration power. It reduces prosperity and such, but this is a way to do that. Alternatively, stewardship, no. Green economy, I have to research. I think we're going to ration power. Let's try rationing the power, and I don't know how much I like this, because reducing entertainment and prosperity seems pretty bad, but we'll try for it. Let's see what happens. Let's go ahead and counteract what we're about to do with all of our prosperity and start placing down some markets, which I assume would be useful in some of these cities, so let's build up some of that prosperity. It cost me some more power and jobs and stuff, but it looks like my demand actually has gone down quite a bit because we are rationing the power, which makes sense. Makes sense. Karifi, let's go ahead and place down another market for you as well. Just try to get that prosperity up. And we are, of course, out of turns, so we'll have to move on to that. Real quick, so you are going to move on to our next oil producer over here and reduce that corruption. You, Mr. Intelligence Officer, Mrs. Intelligence Officer, are going to wander around in the desert like a true nomad. And the surveyor actually has arrived. We should have done that this turn, but we did not. All right, so we'll have to survey for some more goods pretty soon. So you are going to continue just patrolling around, looking for anything exciting, and let's move on to the next turn. Okay. Still looking for anything real crazy. Now, I know there are some really wacky events and stuff that can happen in this game. which we might get at some point or we may not. I don't want to keep losing religious approval, but we don't have a choice. I can't keep messing up with our international diplomacy. We need to make everyone like us. Hey, I did improve relations with the Russian Federation. What are you talking about? Not enough, apparently. But we did a little bit. Ugh, whatever. Fine. Apparently we are not, by the way, still increasing our luxury goods supply chain. I don't understand why we're not, but we're not. Someone's not actually delivering any of the gold that was promised to us. I don't suppose because we have a trade agreement with Chechenistan, we're getting 20 from them. Like, if I were to... This may be a bit of a risk, but if I were to rip this up... This makes you very upset. Understood. However, I'm wondering if because we were importing from them, something in the game is saying, hey, you're already getting 20, you can't have another import route. We have a road with Kalshara, right? Because that would obviously mess a lot of it up. Kalshara. Oh! I'm an idiot. Of course. This is why we're not importing anything. I didn't build a dang road! Idiot. Okay, well. Let's fix that. Oh, good. We've got a road now. Guess what? We're going to start importing a whole lot more gold. I could have done that with Chechenistan the whole time. Hey, Chechenistan, I'm sorry. We can't do anything. All right, well, we'll come back to that. But yeah, I should have kept that going. We didn't have a road this entire time. Maybe we should just go ahead and build roads with our neighbors so I don't run into that issue again like an idiot. Oops. It's too bad that this is a roguelike and I can't reload the game because I obviously just made a huge oopsie. Let's go ahead and survey for here. Let's see, we got some more oil. Gosh dang it, we're getting so much oil. There are other resources in the game. I swear that there are, but you wouldn't know it from what's happening here. We probably should get some more oil since we've been having trouble with that. So let's go to an oil refinery like so. Go ahead and construct that. We'll want to get some more roads. Because we already spent the point on our roads, though, we should be able to just place roads wherever. So let's go ahead and do this like so. There we go. How are we doing on diplomacy? Climate change still only at 5. What else do you freaking want from me, people? I'm trying to make it better. I rationed power and everything. I've got climate leadership. What's the problem? Hydropower, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Okay, we got 5 months left, by the way, to try and improving some of our relations there. I'm doing everything I can to get that up. Is there anything else I can do that I'm missing? Ration power, green economy. I can't do green economy until we get research done for a policy. Prioritize climate change are done. Avoid constructing heavy polluters. Well, that may be part of the problem, admittedly. That may be part of the problem. Maybe we go for another religious location over here. Since we do have some of those getting done by our cleric, we should just keep building these. It just makes the religious population happy, and they're pretty substantial. There's a lot of them to go around, right? We don't have a whole lot of money left. I do need to be very cautious about that. Can we place down another hotel somewhere by the coast? 1 per province, so none over here. So my question is, if I go to attractiveness, which is this, there are some nice places along this river right here. So we could place a hotel over in this direction, and that would increase my income a fair bit. Yeah, let's place a hotel right over here, right by the big lake. People like this. And that should translate into a pretty good amount of income. That's another 14 right there. Yeah, I'm going to say that that was worth it. Now our income's up to 61. That's pretty solid. That's really solid. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next turn then. Of course, we're running out of power again, but I should be producing more than enough oil at this point, right? One would certainly think. We should also check our road congestion and see if there's any investment we need to do there. Yes, helicopters, keep scouting for the rebel scum. Thank you, you have indeed exported the luxury goods like we promised, and our relationship has gone up. Objective complete! We get a new policy. Loyalty and minister favor has improved with somebody. We apparently did improve somebody's happiness, I think in Saba. Over here. Really? Oh, we did. I don't know what I did, but we got the nutrition program done. Yay! Cool. Maybe we can go ahead and work on prioritizing the sustainability now. I thought I already did this. Did you change my policy? You did, didn't you? I know I changed this. You sneaky little booger. I know he's a cunning guy, so he can alter policies without my consent, and that's exactly what he did. No wonder my internet got all messed up. All right, well, if I want to have things like regulated internet, I mean, as much as I like the public safety, that's pretty nice. Reducing public safety doesn't seem great. Rule of law, reduce prosperity, blah, 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 blah. We could make entertainment and rural approval go up. I think we go for this next. We're going to go for rural internet. We have a pretty large rural population, so that should make it a little bit easier for me to get re-elected. Yeah, the approval in Saba went up to 50%. People seem to like me a whole lot more all of a sudden. What do you stinking know? Still not enough power to go around, though. All right. How much longer then until... Oh, you went on a drug binge. No! We're not working on the hydropower. Gosh dang it, woman. Why? All right, let's spend a favor, get 95 extra bucks. Basenji bucks for me. Thank you kindly. That's awesome. Anything else almost done? Conscription's almost done. Workers' compensation is almost done. Okay, so we're making some advancements still. We're making some advancements. So we are now producing... Let's see, we need more gold. So it looks like every 20 gold bars turns into 10 luxury goods. Let's go to diplomacy. Let's go back to Chechenistan. I'm sorry to upset you so much. Gosh dang it, I can't actually negotiate more trade with you. So we're kind of in a weird spot where I don't know if I can actually improve any opinion with them. Once we have broken up that relationship, it looks like we're not getting it back. Well, that sucks. All right. Well, this is as many luxury goods as I'm able to actually produce at this point, so, okay. How much oil are we producing? It looks like we're producing 293, which is a pretty good amount. Most of that's going off to the plastics factory, then another, what, 140? We have a fair bit of spare oil. I could export that for a bit of extra cash, but I think I'll hold on to my oil. Well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'm trying to decide. Do I want to hold on to my oil so that I can use it domestically? Might be the right call still. What else could we use oil for? More plastics that turns into bauxite mines so we can start producing household appliances. Yeah, I need to find a bauxite mine so that I can start making household appliances. That would be good. Unless, of course, any of you are going to sell it to me. We could buy some bauxite from Kalshara. Maybe we do that. Let's negotiate trade. We're going to see if we can get 60. It feels like a lot, but let's go ahead and propose that. They are now cordial with me, so that's excellent. So we have plenty of bauxite that will be coming in. We should have some more oil refineries. I need another smelter for the bauxite to turn it into aluminum. And then with more plastics, we can start manufacturing some more stuff. So let's go to construction. This is going to be my next big production chain project. Let's go to a smelter. And we know it's coming from over here. I'm going to place one, let's say, over... Let's go ahead and just place it over here for now. So as it gets imported, it gets directly dropped off at the smelter, and this will be producing the aluminum. And then we want to place down a manufacturing plant. We'll have to do it next to a city. How about right over here? So that these guys have some extra jobs. Of course, that might reduce health a little bit, but oh well. And we're going to be producing the household goods. I do still need some more plastic production to do this, though. So let's get another plastics factory set up. Preferably somewhere that already has reasonably good health. I don't know if I want to build much infrastructure over here because I feel like this is going to reduce the attractiveness of what is effectively my tourist city. So let's instead go over to, let's go over to my capital area up over here. We haven't done a whole lot with this. We'll place down a manufactory right here. This should be okay. And this is going to be producing the consumer goods. All right, so now we have everything we need to produce a new set of production. Good. Until we export it, it's not going to do me a whole lot of good, but still. The cleric has arrived. We're out of points, though, so I messed that up. What about the intelligence officer? Anything new? Yep, there are actually apparently some rebels way down here. All right. So let's go ahead and start moving the airborne divisions. Good news is they can fly. You're just going to keep flying around over here. We could buy some more units, I suppose, but I'm not sure I want to do that right now. Power remains one of my biggest issues. If only our minister hadn't gone on some sort of a drug binge. That would have made my life a lot easier, wouldn't it? Oh, and we also can reduce some more oil corruption. Well, that'll be good. Let's see. Excellency, we are having an obesity epidemic. I kind of love the idea of greatly increasing our health access for a cost of money. I think this is well worth it. All right, a year-long national fitness program. Lots of entertainment, lots of health access, greatly improving the nation. The Russian Federation, we want to improve relations with. Sure, I agree. I will try to do that. I've always been trying to do that. But for some reason, people keep telling me that, oh, I am on climate change. Good. All right, we'll come back to that next time then, so we can improve our relations with the Russian Federation. Also, apparently, we are grossly out of food again. All right. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget that you can click on a link in the description down below if you'd like to learn more about Rogue State Revolution. My name is Pravus, and I will see you guys next time.